I wanted to follow up on our video the other day about the 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment to the United States Constitution, as we discussed, provides for how the President of the United States can be temporarily removed if he is unable, for any reason, to discharge the duties of his office. The 25th Amendment also clarifies for the first time officially that the Vice President becomes President if the President passes away or resigns or is no longer in office. It codifies a long history of precedents in the United States to that effect. But one question you may have is what happens if during a campaign a president who is elected is no longer able to take office by the time that January 20th rolls around, either because of deteriorating mental condition, because of death, or because of some other reason that he is unable to take his office. Well, that is actually covered by an older amendment, the 20th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The 20th Amendment, Section 3, provides that if the president is elected but fails to qualify, that the vice president-elect becomes president. So, in short, and maybe this sounds obvious, if the president who is elected to the next term of 4 years is unable to continue on by the time January 20th comes, whoever was elected as his vice president ascends to that office. In today's examples, if between the election in November and January 20th, Joe Biden says, you know what, I'm not able to move forward, or he's persuaded to step aside, at that point, Vice President-elect Harris at that point, would be able to step into the office of the presidency on January 20th and take the oath instead. Similarly, if President Trump, if he were elected in November and for some reason he were not alive or not willing or decided that he didn't want to do it or was mentally incapable or any other number of reasons that he wasn't able to take the office, then at that point his vice presidential candidate, in this case Senator Vance, if he had won the election, would step into the office of the presidency. So that's just a quick answer on what could happen in that rather unlikely scenario if this all happens before January 20th. After January 20th, the 25th Amendment controls. So after everybody's sworn into their offices, at that point, the constitutional structure continues. If the president's gone, the vice president steps into the office.